Hello. Hi. It's me. Oh shit, immediately my stream froze for me? Was that actual dropped frames or was that Twitch? Looks like it was Twitch. Okay. Cool. You love to see it, don't you? Hi. A little bit distracted by that. What am I doing? I'm fucking playing The End is Nigh? Live on twitch.tv? That sounds about right. 49 hours in this save file, huh? Normally when I start with End is Nigh, I'm just like already in the game, so you don't get to see that screen. Wow, 49 hours. And like, I'm pretty sure somewhere around 20 of those hours is me doing the acceptance challenge. I don't think we've quite hit 20 hours, but it's getting closer and closer. For sure. Alright, yeah. Let's try and stop the percentage. Already have a really high percentage for the stream. There it goes. The number keeps growing. I'm not gonna be self-conscious about my dude. There's plenty of things to be self-conscious about. Is not one of those. I had a few things set up to talk about today. Like, you always have to come with a list of banter topics for the End is Nigh. Otherwise, like, what the fuck is the point of watching me die to the same spikes approximately 300 times in a row? Not very fun. So, yeah, what do I got cooking? I think the first thing I wanted to talk about was maybe I should talk about the Texas thing, because I mentioned the Texas situation last stream, but now that I think about it, maybe I should talk about last stream, because I guess that's more relevant to what's going on. Last stream I had a lot of fun with, but it did destroy my throat, which is why I didn't stream yesterday. Probably no surprise, because literally at the end of Tuesday's stream, I said I may or may not stream on Wednesday, which was yesterday, and I ended up picking the not. Part of that was sore throat. Another part of it was I woke up like way too late to do literally anything, so I was like, I don't really want to fucking stream today. If I'm gonna do anything, I'm gonna work a little bit on my game, and then just spend some time with my girlfriend, which is exactly how it went down. But today, I'm back. It's me, again. Okay, so yeah, the Texas situation, like, it keeps happening, you know? Like, it's a non-stop train wreck, which is, I guess what I should be expecting out of Texas. And the majority of Texas kind of expects it at this point, but like I said when I was first talking about the Texas situation, I was like, I don't know. I guess I didn't really have an understanding for how bad the infrastructure for this kind of stuff was. It's pretty bad. Like, really, really bad. So, when we didn't have power for like 3 to 4 days, most would consider that a very, very unfortunate situation, right? Apparently, that's on the fortunate spectrum. Because, like I said, thankfully we had, like, the means to stay warm. And eventually we did just go to a hotel, like, hours out of our city. And I guess hotels are one thing to bring up as well, because, like, every single hotel in the area, for sure, was, like, super unrealistically inflated prices. Like, you would find rooms that were, like, one night is $500 plus, when the going rate is usually, like, below 100, right? So absolute, like, extortion, to some degree entrapment, but that's not as bad as the thing I'm here to mention, which is that, we were actually very, very lucky to not have any power for those few days, because the people that did have the rolling power, we're given, like, no indication that by using power to stay warm and, you know, cook food for their family, there's no indication that the prices were going to be ridiculously raised. And I mean like, upwards of over 1,000% increase in power prices. Like, you see people's bills online, and they're like, oh yeah, my normal power bill is like this, and here's the power bill that I had to pay for this month, and it's like thousands and thousands of dollars more than it normally is. And not even is it thousands and thousands more than it normally is, it's thousands and thousands more despite using, like, 10% of what they normally use for power, because there just wasn't any power for, like, 90% of the time. So just fucking, like... I don't know, man. I feel like I've definitely railed on Texas enough, but can you really ever hit the limit of how much Texas needs to be railed for this? And not just Texas, but, like, you know, kind of America as a whole for allowing this situation in the first place. But it's mainly Texas. Anyways, like, there are federal things that need to be changed as well, but on the state level, Texas is like an absolute fucking trash fire. But yeah, okay, I'm done with the Texas thing. I don't think there's any more that I need to go into with that. I just saw that that people were, you know, basically robbed for thousands of dollars to pay off the mistakes of the absurdly wealthy business people that decided to not prepare for the situation in the first place, and that made me a little upset, so I thought it was worth talking about. It's just fucking disgusting. Our water is still not good, by the way. Texas deems that our water is safe to drink, but I do not trust it. Like, the smell of the water, and I don't want to imagine what it tastes like, because I've stopped drinking it, but the smell of the water is just awful, and it's gotten worse. I'm still showering in it, because, like, you know, it does still get oil off of me, because I'm a fucking oily mop anywhere above my forehead. This hair is not the cleanest when it goes unwashed for a couple of days. So I kind of have to shower if I want to feel remotely clean, though I know I am basically showering in, like, I mean, it's not sewage water, but it's about as clean as sewage water. Like, I'm probably just rubbing bacteria all over my body, because that's just how the water is, but, you know. Definitely don't want to drink it, so still on bottled water. Which, by the way, bottled water also has raised prices in the majority of places. Because, you know, that's the capitalist motto, right? If people need something to survive, like insulin, for example, just jack that price up as high as possible, dude. But now it's water. Now it's water. Which, I don't think it's too controversial to say everybody needs drinkable water. So, very, very cool to jack up the price on that in a situation and environment where you can't get clean water out of the tap. Pretty cool. Okay, now I'm officially done. I'm actually done with the Texas talk. I'm sorry. I know I've been going on it, like, really hard for a number of days now. Well, not even that long, honestly, just, like, I don't know, since I've gotten back, it's come up a few times, but I haven't honestly streamed that much since I've gotten back. It's worth talking about, though. Like, it's worth mentioning, at the very least. So, if it really upsets you that much, don't worry. I'm sure we're at the end of it for now, but there will always be things that I'm upset about that I'm going to talk about on stream. And when they happen to be political, they're going to be political. Like, I'm not going to avoid political discussions if there's something that upsets me, but you know, I try and take it the right way, or what I think is the right way, which is, don't make any super bombastic claims just to make people mad. Like, I'm not a fucking channel that's going to be like, oh, get angry, I want you to be angry. But if I'm just talking about the things that make me angry, and that makes you angry enough to decide I'm not gonna stick around in this channel, then I don't really want you around in this channel. Sick title, thank you, thank you. I couldn't have done it by myself, it was a group effort to make the title for this stream. A, combination of the most powerful duo I've ever seen. Okay, we're actually we're towards the final area in this, so I kind of want to do like a brief focus, like a tiny eensy weensy little bit of focus here. I know you don't get to hear me rant about politics for the 1000th time. Just for like 2 minutes until I die, and then I'll start talking bullshit again. Okay. But dude, I don't even know what the fuck I'm going to do if I beat this in the first 10 minutes. Like, I had no backup plans. I just assumed I wasn't going to beat this, and planned for about like 2 to 3 hours, probably like 2 hours of this, before moving on. So if I just finish this might be a very short stream. Which I know someone's happy to hear. Because, like, literally, right before I started stream, my girlfriend got home from work and was like, hey! And I was just... Goodbye! Sorry! I was just about to start streaming. It's always sad when that happens, which is why I want to start streaming earlier, but... Again, I had, like, a very, very late start to today as well, because I'm a fucking garbage man who sleeps in too much every now and then. I did have, like, a very nice walk. Okay, okay, no distractions. I'll talk about my walk. I mean, there's not even anything to talk about. I just walked for, like, an hour to get food. Okay. Oh! The delay in that jump, man. That's all it takes. I don't... Like, the ghost sections aren't even hard. It's just, like... The pressure that builds up when you get there makes it hard. But god damn it, it's so frustrating dying to, like, not very difficult screens over and over again. I'm at the point now where I can say that, like, none of the screens are that difficult for me anymore. Like, I've gotten so much practice in all of them, except, like, maybe the last 2 or 3 screens. The last third screen is what I died on. So yeah, I don't know. It gets a little bit trickier past the 4th area. But, like, the first couple of screens in the 5th area, I nail no problem. It's just, like, the last few I just don't have enough practice with. But there was really no excuse to die there. It's just I hesitated too much, and as soon as I start hesitating, that's when it becomes a problem. Like, as soon as I get in my own head about it, I've already fucked up. Like, there's no chance of me making the jump once I'm actually, like, thinking about what I'm doing. If I just autopilot it, it's usually not that bad, because each individual jump is really not too difficult, but... Oh well. Oh well. That's fine. I'll get back there. Like I said, you know, I had planned to schedule like a couple hours for this anyways. So honestly, it would have completely wrecked the stream if I beat it in the first 10 minutes. It was an intentional throw. I bet money on that one. Can you imagine? I mean, I could do the streamer, it's honestly fucked up, dude. I guess I understand streamers and mods not being able to participate, especially streamers, not being able to participate in their own channel point bets due to, like, you know, conflict of interest, throwing on purpose, etc. But, come on. Especially the mods, like... While the mods are the ones that can make the channel bet. It's not like they have any control over what the outcome is. I don't know. I guess the reasoning behind it is that a moderator could just make a channel bet that is, like, basically impossible to go one way or another. But I don't know, unless, like, the mod had some sort of knowledge over the rest of the viewers. I don't really understand why mods can't... Like, the only thing that I guess is problematic is that moderators have the ability to pay out. So they could just select the incorrect payout option and be like, oops! I know that I lost, but I accidentally clicked the one that paid out to me. But I feel like if you have enough trust to make someone a moderator of your Twitch chat, you probably have enough trust in them that they're not going to do something like that. So, you know what? This is my... This is my unofficial, verbal-only petition to Twitch to make it so that moderators can bet channel points on channel point bets. Because, like, also, who fucking cares? It's not even real money. I know that a lot of people get way too into it, but I don't know, who fucking cares, right? Who cares? It's just, like, a little bit of fun, and the moderators already have it tough enough, especially in a super populated chat. I don't know why they're also not allowed to have fun with channel point betting. It seems mean. But yeah. I did go on an hour-long walk to get my food today. I know, so, like, I have a car. Still paying it off. I think I'm, like, maybe halfway through paying off my car, which is, I guess, nice to think about it in that way, you know, halfway done. But, it's not like a super, super nice car. It's a nice car. I think it's a 2016 Hyundai Elantra. It's a very nice car, but we got it for fairly cheap because, it was a business car. So it had, like, a decent amount of miles on it. Not, like, an absurd amount, but a decent amount of miles on it. And, was, like, slightly not, like, top condition on the inside of the car. Due to, presumably, like, I don't know. Like, business people getting a little rowdy in the back or something. Who fucking knows, but... whatever the case is... It docked quite a bit off of the price, so I'm not going to say the exact price I bought my car from, but it was pretty good. Still taking me forever to pay it off, and I don't even get credit for it. It's just it's kind of sad because, like, credit is, you know, kind of important if I ever want to, I mean, for one, buy a car of my own in the future, but also, two, just for getting a place to live, you kind of need credit score. But, yeah, if I had actually bought the car in my name, since I have no credit, like, the rate I would have gotten would have been absolutely horrible. So I negotiated with my mom, and she put the car under her name at first, and then later did a title transfer. But because she bought the car under her name, it's exclusively using her credit score. Is this illegal? Am I am I speaking about a crime? It shouldn't be illegal, probably. Anyways, but yeah, we got to take advantage of my mom's credit score, and I'm just paying her off. Like, she technically has the loan payments, but I just pay her directly for the loan payments. So basically, it's my mom is a landlord, but instead of land, it's my car. She was technically the owner of the car, and I'm the one paying off the mortgage. Which sounds bad, but like I said, if I didn't do it that way, I probably just wouldn't have been able to buy the car. They would have been like, no, we don't trust you. enough to get you any sort of deal on this. So I'm glad I have a car, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But I don't like driving. It's the end goal of my my car discussion. Is I'm thankful to have the car, because obviously, like, when I needed to drive to work every day, I mean, you kind of have to have it. Houston public transport is really fucking bad. I've had, like, very little experience with it personally, thankfully. But the few times that I have had to use public transport is, like, god-awful. And, like, super overcrowded because of, like, how limited public transport is in the... I mean, I guess it depends on what area you're in. Like, maybe if you lived literally in downtown, which I don't think anyone really does, but maybe if you lived in downtown Houston, public transport would be slightly more available. But at least in the part we're at, and I would say most parts of Houston, there's no real infrastructure for public transport. The buses are often, like, fairly late, not super on time, and even when they do get there, oftentimes, like, at least in my experience, it's been too crowded to, like, reasonably want to board. Like, you would have to be standing. Which is not that big of an issue if you really need to get to where you're going. But for me, like, places that I need to get to, I just walk. And now I have a car, but even in the past, I just walked before I had a car. Because I like walking, dude. Walking is so fucking nice. And here's the thing, I love walking. I hate walking in Houston. The sidewalks are awful. I mean, here... I said I was done with Texas talk, but now I'm back on Texas talk. It's entirely... Like, people are always for states that don't have any state income tax. But I feel like the longer you live in a state without state income tax, the more you realize the consequences of no state income tax, which is, like, just awful, like, treatment of basically any public facility, including walking. Like, sidewalks are often completely destroyed somehow, like, they just run into the dirt and then there's no sidewalk anymore, which, you know, I'm fine walking in dirt, but it's so bad. Oftentimes there's, like, a lot of construction and stuff going on too, and, like, construction that just goes into the sidewalk, so if you want to have, you know, walking space, you just have to walk on the street, which is not the safest, but you don't really have another option. And in other situations, you'll just find places that straight up don't have a sidewalk at all. You would just be walking in people's lawns, or in the street, one or the other. Those are your options. No, so not great, but I do like walking. Would like to live in a place where walking is a little bit safer and more comfortable. Because, like, even when there is a sidewalk, the sidewalks are very, very narrow and right up against traffic. So, as soon as, like, one other person comes going in the opposite direction, especially if they're walking a dog or something, someone has to step into the street for a little bit. You know, you and the person you're walking towards can decide amongst yourselves, but someone's walking in the street to get past the other. It's not great, especially when you're trying to, like, I don't get me started on social distancing. Like, you would have to walk a full fucking 6 feet into the street because there's no alternative. Anyways, I like walking. I like walking. I like walking more than the public transport, that's for sure. And I definitely like walking more than driving when I have the option. So, like, yeah, could I have driven to where I was going and, like, gotten there and back in, like, 10 or so minutes? Probably. Maybe even less than 10 minutes, if traffic abides, but it was also, like, 5 p.m. or so. So I don't think traffic would have abided. But instead, I chose to walk, like, 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back. The walk there wasn't so bad because I had, like, the breeze coming in my face. That's what she said? But, the walk back was pretty miserable, especially because, like, it had, like, lightly rained today. So, like, everything was wet and muddy. And, like, sidewalks are so bad that usually they have, like, a slight slant to them where all of the water pools up, so if I didn't want to tread through water, I, again, am having to, like, walk in either the street or the mud. It's not even dirt in this case, because, like I said, it had rained, so it's just straight up mud. Both options not so great in that situation. But I still had fun, you know? It was kind of nice. I guess is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, but when it got dark on my walk back, slightly less entertaining because I couldn't tell quite what was muddy and what was dried out. So my shoes did get quite a bit muddier on the way back, but not that big of a deal. I still had fun walking. I just feel better after I go for a walk, especially because the food I got was not particularly healthy. I'm not going to say what food I got because I don't know. I feel like throughout the entire lifetime of my stream, I probably said enough things that that could dox me already. I'm not going to go into detail on what location I walked to get food, but it's not the healthiest choice. So it feels nice to at least get some light exercise before devouring, like, one of the least healthy meals you can devour. Again, don't look too into that. Don't dox me, please. I'm giving out too much detail, dude. Alright, we're back to a decent part in the game again. The consistency hasn't been primo today, but it's getting better. It's getting better. I'm feeling better about it. Getting some real gameplay done today. That's the hope. The hope and dream is that I could actually get something accomplished for once. Doesn't happen too often while I'm playing this. In fact, literally, it hasn't happened since I saw the last screen. Like, there's no more progress that can be made outside of just beating it. Which, you know, I feel like I'm close to beating this, but it also could take another 10 hours. Who's to say? Sometimes it feels like it's not up to me. Even though literally everything is a result of my actions. I don't like to think about that. Makes me feel worse about how long this has taken me. Okay, final area, again. Let's turn on focus mode for a bit. That's why I was kind of stalling on picking up the next topic. It's because I had a feeling I was going to make it here. And I didn't want to cut myself short mid-sentence or something. Oh god, I feel it already. Like, all of the pressure from the screens that I went through before this, it builds up pretty quickly when you get here. My fucking hair is constantly being blown into my face because I have my fan on. But I kind of need my fan on because it's actually hot in Texas now. It's probably not hot everywhere, but it definitely heated up since since a week ago, that's for sure. It's definitely hotter than it used to be. God, I'm taking, like, unnecessary stalls all over the place, too. Why didn't I wait on the left side of this? Is this where I died last time? What a fucking blunder, dude. What was I thinking? I actually just wasn't thinking at all. But, like, I always stall it out here. I feel like I forgot to do that last time or something. Whatever the case is, here I am again. Okay. So this screen's not that bad. But it is scary, literally every single time. The only times I've died on this screen are from the screen transition, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I've actually died to the obstacle. But it scares me every goddamn time, dude. It's always so close. Okay. I think that this series of jumps right in front of me is the hardest part of this entire thing. These next two jumps make or break this, and if I get past it, I really should be able to just win. But it all lies on these two jumps. I feel like I probably could hang on the edge of these platforms, but I just don't want to risk it. I don't think it's worth it to risk it. Okay. It's scary. It's really scary, man. Even though it has no right to be, because it's actually, like, the easiest fucking thing in the world. Oh, no! It's been 30 minutes! Oh my god. Okay. Shake it off. Alright. Well, that was fun. I knew it was going to happen eventually, right? Like, you put enough time into something. Oh, fuck off, dude. Let's go. You put enough time into something, it just becomes inevitable, right? Let alone the F word. I climbed the Ascension Tower, and all I got was this t-shirt that says fuck off. Can we scroll this just ever so slightly faster, though? I'm waiting. Come on, dude. This is like the Minecraft credits. To be continued. Doubt. Alright. You think there will be an End is Nigh 2, though? I guess I wouldn't, like... I wouldn't be too surprised, but, I don't think that saying to be continued is indicative of, End is Nigh 2. I think that's just like a, you know. That's like a thing games did. It's like an NES, SNES classic. Beating a game, having it end with to be continued, and then looking at the Wikipedia page and finding out that the company went out of business like 3 years ago. Without ever releasing a single another game. Okay. I guess I'm just moving on to the next thing. Like, I may come back to the End is Nigh at some point to do the other long, grindy thing. But I'm gonna take a huge break from it. Because, like, I need a break from all of that grindy content for a bit. I said that the next likely thing I would be doing that's similar in nature is Cave Story Hard Mode Hell, which is probably going to happen before I go back to the End is Nigh. But I'm still going to take a pretty long break from that kind of thing.